to another webinar today. Last week we had a look at a few trades last week. Let me mute. Hold on, guys. I'm just hope you're all doing good. So yeah, last week we had a few look at a few assets last week, and the trade last week was kind of much more on a tricky side. Okay, because I end up noticing that some of the trade was going good, then eventually turned. But out of the three trades that we have, I think one of them really did way better uh, and really hit the target. So I'm just gonna quickly go through them one after the other before we start this week's evaluation. All right, let me just check if I'm okay. So we looked at Euro CHF going in on the 19th, coming out on the 22nd. So this is Euro CHF going in on the 19th. So if we're going on here, and I remember I was talking about I think the take profit are the two the 20 EMA. Guys, I'm just gonna have to mute everyone. So yeah, I was talking about the exit being on the 200 EMA, and that did play out, you know. So if you didn't exit on the 22nd, I mean, you can see it bottomed out on that 22nd. So the 19th entry was here, 22nd here, uh, right here. So that played out wasn't that much. It was just about roughly about 40 pips. I mean, looking at it on this day anyway, you should know that the entry was on the 50 EMA. If you've been with me for a while, and your first exit should be around the 20 EMA. So that one played out. The next one is the USD CHF. I think this one didn't play out because I did take a loss last week. Um, so USD CHF. So the USD CHF, right? We're looking to buy on the 19th and exit on the 22nd the same way. So on the 19th, that literally didn't really play out. It went all the way down, came back up. If you have held it, you will still have lost. Even if you came out on the 22nd, you will have lost about 22 pips, you know. So that one I did take a loss on last week. And the third one is CAD let me check that one. Buy on the 22nd. All right, let's go CAD. Let me find that. Okay, so with CAD. Okay, yeah. Uh, so CAD, that was entry was on the 22nd and exit on the 30th. So this one is still on play, right? So entry on the 22nd, right? On the 21st, price went high. Like it started way before the prediction. This does happen sometimes. This was one day off. But with this one, let's say you're gone in, I mean, your entry should be around the 50 moving average because you should expect the pullback. And if you don't know, price does that thing that even if it leaves a zone, it comes and retests the zone. So this one is still on play till the 30th, right, for the buy. So my ideal exit, I'm looking at it somewhere at the top right here, but I don't know if price is gonna get there. But if not, maybe somewhere around here. So, but let me just leave that still in play. Um, so we're gonna look at today's analysis. Let's just go through today's analysis. But before I actually do that, does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions, you can type it up or you can unmute yourself and ask the question before I move into today's session. Okay. I'll give you guys a few moments for that one.
No.
So you're breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
I said there are no questions.
Okay, no questions. Hey, Aslan. All right, cool. So this week, let's see what we can expect this week. So the first thing, let me just check the COT first and see who are in alignment. You know, okay, gold is looking for a down alignment. So if we check gold, 25th, today's 25th, right here.
Yeah, gold went up last week.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I didn't want to touch gold at all last week anyway. But when did it go up? Let me check. I think I might have seen just in case it did play it. Okay, so if we check the seasonality, let's see what we're saying. So if we pick around 23rd, right? So let's see. Maybe gold went up from the 23rd. Yeah, no. So basically, that's why I didn't want to touch gold this week. So basically, what happened? What I'm just looking at, there's no alignment for the asset, to be quite frank. So last week I ignored it because of no alignment, and that was a good thing because if we had actually risked it, we will probably have probably lost some money, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah.
there is a possibility that we'll have lost. So um, I'm thankful I didn't pick that and stuck with the analysis. Right. So this week though, what I can see, from 25th, there isn't any alignment neither. 25th, from the 15 and the 40 years, is showing that it's gonna go up, but then we can see that down on the 40 years, so on the 20, on the 15 and 5 years actually is going up, and then the 40 years is going down. So I'm trying to, as much as possible, not break any rules. So I'm just gonna ignore gold, even though this looks good. I mean, that down move might be something for here, for example, on the 29th, which if I check the calendar, 29th is on Thursday. So on Thursday, maybe on Thursday, we might see that gold drop. Let me check probability. This might actually be a good one. Let's see if we focus on just the downside of it. Um, Thursday should be what date was that again? Third, no, 29th. So let's see 29th of this month and what go. So this is having that buy in place. So I personally won't risk it. Probability isn't giving me what I need to see. So I'll stay away from gold. Okay, so that's gold out of the way. Let's check CHF. Let's see what CHF has to do. This has just a little bit of buying power. And from what I know, I think CHF is going to go up. I was looking at it just a few moments before I started the webinar. I never really went in depth though. I just looked at it a little bit. So 25th, right? Right. So 26th tomorrow. No, 27th. We might see CHF gain some strength on the 27th up until the 1st. And the COT report also gives that vibe. So let's quickly run through. Hold on a second. Let's run through the probability of CHF and see maybe we might find an asset that's gonna literally be conducive for this. I'm just gonna open up all the CHF probabilities. You know, all right. So let's see. 27th. So we're looking from the 27th, right? For CHF to go by. So CHF JPY, since it's in right alignment. So we got that buy, but we got to sell, then we got that buy. Knowing myself, I tend to stay away from things like this, buy, sell, buy, because there's a higher possibility risk that the move might not happen. That's just what I've learned over time. Um, but we can still check it out for those guys that like high stakes trading. I mean, yeah, it does look good. I mean, it kind of like got its rejection from the 50 moving average, but it wasn't really, a rejection. I would reckon this will come and touch here, for example. It will come back and touch the 20 moving average. So with CHF JPY, for example, if you want to trade this, I want to delete this. JPY, you know, um, that could be a buy from Tuesday. The 20 EMA test. So on the daily, for the guys that want to trade this anyway, you could want to go into this, but I would still capitalize this as a high risk trade. So but it does look like something that could happen. So use CHF JPY comes back and retest, and then boom, move higher. Let's check something else. Let's check Euro CHF. Okay. With Euro CHF doesn't really give us that much because Euro comes first before CHF, and Euro looks as if it's going to be strong. So I'm just going to exit that. Let's check USD CHF. Okay. USD CHF on the other end, we're trying to go in on the 28, wasn't it? No, 27. Yeah, 27. So on that 27, USD CHF didn't give us much, but on the 28, it gave us that sell, sell, sell. So this looks more like it. So let me check USD CHF first to understand what we might have to expect. Um, trying to look for it. Okay, so oh, this was what we traded last week, wasn't it? That it took a hit, man. This is kind of giving me a little bit of scare, you know, to go back into it. Um, yeah, there's a possibility. I'll check it. I'll check it. I'll check it if I have some time. So with the USD CHF, right now, from what I can see, wait, hold on. Yeah, USD is meant to lose strength, right? So it's meant to lose strength from the 28th according to probability. Seasonality is giving us entry on the 27th, but probability is giving us on the 28th. So what we might end up seeing is on the 28th on Wednesday, for example, we might want to sell the USD CHF even further. So price will probably have to retest somewhere around here. It's already retested 200 moving average and a 50. So I would expect it to retest somewhere around here before it continues its down run. And that zone seemed to be where the 50, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's where the 50 EMA is on the 4 hours. Wait, hold on. Let me get that straight. No. So that's where most likely the 20 EMA is going to be at that time. So with this one, for example, the CHF sell from 28. Now, before I really conclude on that sell, I want to check something. All right. I want to check what Williams is showing me because Williams also shows if that move is most likely going to happen. There isn't that much dip. There's a small dip on the Williams. Uh, things like this are slightly risky. I would have loved the Williams to dip a lot more to give me more confidence to trade this. But what I would do just to reassure myself and do one final confirmation about this trade because this bit me last week. I don't want it to bite me twice. You have to be careful when the trade bites you one time, and you do like Macho Man and go back into it, and then it ends up biting you the second time. So the bite wasn't that big in the first place, but I just don't want to take another bite. Um, so what we tend to do is I want to kind of like look at it if price has been following, you know, what what is shown on seasonality. So on the 22nd, that's when the up move for CHF began, which means on that 22nd, the down move for the USD should begin. Oh wow. Flip. I was the one that messed up. On this day, the down move actually started as predicted by the seasonality, but I just didn't look at the seasonality chart because on the 22nd, right, CHF is meant to go up, which means on that same 22nd, USD is meant to go down. And he did that retest on that day and started going down. So yeah, this is going to be on play. So this goes to a low risk, not low slash medium because of Williams doesn't really give me that much. I mean, comes Wednesday, for example, if by Wednesday, Williams have dipped a little bit more, then it becomes a super low risk trade and it's good for trading. But if it doesn't deep, then you know it kind of stands into the medium risk trade anyway. So right now it looks into the medium section. So the exit of this trade will be on the first, right? So 31st first, 30th first should be the best time to exit. So I'll put 30th slash first. But no, let me put first for the guys that want to milk it all the way. So first would be the exit for this one. So USD CHF, that's one good one to look at. Then CAD CHF. I know we're actually currently holding the CAD and open. It keeps going up, but new analysis have been in play, and from what I can see anyway, from the probability, it still looks good for the up. move. So that's from last week's trade. I'm just gonna keep hold of that. So GBP, no, it's a no go. AUD, that kind of also is a no go. NZD, no, NZD is also a no go. So yeah, so that concludes the one for CHF. So someone was talking about NZD USD and
Um,
AUD USD. Okay, huh?
can we see what the seasonal for GBP and JPY looks like?
Yeah, we can check that.
Thank you.
GBP and JPY. So I'm just gonna write that down. GBP, J and JPY. Right. Gonna go to that in a second. Let me quickly check the person that commented. Someone said we should check NZD USD, right, and AUD USD. So so let me first check. Let's check what the USD COT is looking like. This doesn't really look that much good. A little bit of buying power. AED. Let's see. Okay, there's not that much difference, but yeah, and down and then NZD. Let me see. Just want to quickly look if I need to eliminate anything. Okay, cool. Right. So let's quickly check USD seasonality and see what USD seasonality is saying, and then we'll go AUD, then NZD, then we go back to GBP, right, and JPY. Okay, it's just gonna be a very quick run for me. So 25th. So dollar is still meant to be losing strength. So 25th, 26th, 27th. Um, right here, we meant to see dollar actually lose further strength. So if we look at that, so if dollar is meant to lose strength on that, let me check on 27th, then let's check. Let me just go through AED one more time. AED is also losing strength, so that doesn't look like a good move. And NZD is also losing strength. So based on the COT, yeah. So with the just by going through this quickly and just looking at the COT report, even without even looking at everything, I would recommend staying away from what's it called? Staying away from NZD USD and AUD USD because the probability for NZD is pointing down, the probability for the COT report for NZD is pointing down, the COT report for AUD is pointing down. So and the seasonality of USD is also pointing down. So what that means is one way or the other, there's no alignment with the strategy at the moment because USD is meant to lose strength, NZD is meant to lose strength, AED is meant to lose strength. So it's going to be who is going to lose the most strength. And from the analysis or from the strategy, there's no straight point on that one. So with those trades, I'll just say, you know what, let's just keep those and just play it safe. Just want to play it safe this time around. Okay, let's check GBP. GBP is looking more to the downside. They're piling up a lot more position, and the overall position is down here anyway. So if we look at let's check what the GBP seasonality is saying, and let's see what that does. GBP seasonality is meant to, let's see. No, so the seasonality is pointing up actually. So from what I'm seeing from this seasonality, these guys, right? These guys from the COT report are preparing way more for the sell that's coming. Then they're they're way ahead of time basically. But there's some already, still going in for the buy, pushing in from that buy. But overall, these guys are already preparing for this sell that's coming. So with the GBP, I would say let's stay patient. Let's stay patient with the GBP, okay? And stay patient till when the sell comes, which is around here. You know, it makes it much more safe, right? And let me check. It looks good though. I won't lie to you. It does looks good, but it's one of them trade that you don't want to go into it just because of it looks good. All right, and JPY. These guys are taking off position on both ways, man. So, they're just taking out a position. But from the indicator, JPY looks like it's going to be weak. So, one thing that I do is I look at this two ways, right? If the commercials are taking up position from the long and looking at they're taking up position from the short side, I tend to just settle for, the commercial information right here, right here, which the little small graph right here shows that there's a little bit more selling power being in play. And that's mainly because of, they're taking more position off the buy. So they're taking more pressure away from the buy side. And, there would be more pressure on the sell side. So quite frankly, it doesn't really look good to trade. Okay. Uh, we can look at the seasonality of it and see if we can find any move, to expect anything to come into play. Let me see. So today's 25th. All right. No. So, I mean, it does look good on 27 to 29, just a quick running up, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it, man. It doesn't even look that much big. So, I would rather wait till the 6th of May and, just sell it out all out. Take the bigger move than, trying to bite on the small move that's in play right here. So, for that one, I would say also let's stay patient. It's not every week we're gonna get full alignment. Also keeping in mind that things are going weird still with the economy. Economy seems to be growing for some random reason. Everything is just growing. Everything is going to a whole-time high right now. So I will be very careful. Bitcoin kind of dropped 15% the other time. Everybody's still shouting Bitcoin, Bitcoin, and then boom. A lot of people lost their a lot of earnings on that. So it's better we be safe than sorry. So let's check euro. Let's see if we can find another alignment. Let's check euro. So let me look at what euro has to say. So euro is actually looking at a massive sell-off. So these guys are preparing for here. Just the same thing like the GBP. They're preparing for the first. So the first will literally be the time to look to trade. But that first one is Saturday. So, you know, maybe the next Monday or Friday, between Friday and Monday, we might see a sell-off on euro, and probably the same. We'll see the same on GBP as well. But for now, I would say, let's just wait till next week on this one. But I'm gonna do some private analysis, try to see if maybe the Friday might be a good option to find a trade. And if I find something, I would post it up, to inform you guys. So the only thing I think I haven't checked right now would be CAD. Let's see what CAD is saying. Um, so CAD 27th is saying buy up until 30th. Right. Let's go check what these guys are saying. CAD is looking for the sell-off, mate. Everybody's looking to sell, you know, and that sell-off is probably the second this day they're looking to. So I mean, don't get me wrong, there's like small buying power in the rest of them, but to me, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it to go, for those little buying power from the CO2 report. You could take it, you could take it. It's something that you can take, but I don't want to risk it, man. There's no point risking it. If you don't have to, you don't have to. It's money. You grab another one next week. So far, this is what I can find today. So it's just CHF looking like the good alignment. So USD CHF for the sell, CHF JPY. Keep in mind this one is high risk. I think the few alignments, that buy, sell, buy stuff that I don't really like is in play with this one. But with CHF JPY, you know, with CHF JPY, that's one to be careful about. But USD CHF seems like a more reasonable one to go for. If I keep in mind, it's not like a very very massive asset, but even if you can squeeze out, let's say up until this point, squeeze out about 103 pips for a week, that's still something. I know people that say 10 pips a day keep keep something away. I can't remember what the rest of the phrase is, but with that one, if we go in on from here, which should be where the 20 moving average is on the 4 hours, when the time comes, it should be 28th, so Wednesday. We can maybe take out about 100 pips out of this trade. So I'll probably expect a wick to just go up and spike up and start running down on that one for like 2 or 3 days straight. So that practically sums it up for today's webinar. It's not that long, it's kind of like short because there's not that much opportunity in play, you know, on that one. Let me quickly check, even though I haven't looked at this for a while. Let me check what Bitcoin seasonality is saying, because I've been seeing news pop up on my timeline a lot about Bitcoin going down, and I checked the price, you know, of Bitcoin. It's meant to be in its up run. The only time that I can see a drop was the 23rd and 24th. But keep in mind, this is just 5 years data. So 5 years data doesn't really say much, in regards to this asset. So, I'll just, let that one slide and we can do analysis on that later on. And for the guys that trade in NASDAQ, let's check. Let me check NASDAQ for a second. Just quickly see what that's saying. I mean, I've been in this trade for a while now, and I have to say, the Nasdaq trade, just trying to log into my account, to find where I went in from. So, Nasdaq. So we're right here at Nasdaq. So for the guys that traded Nasdaq, you have to watch out. There would be a sort of a drop slash consolidation, but so far though, if you're still holding your position, you'll be looking very sexy at the moment. Your account will be looking sexy at the moment because we've been holding that from, I think, as far back as here, or here. I can't remember exact date. My MT4 isn't showing me the exact date I went in. So, but we've been holding that for a while now. I've just kept on holding it. So there would be most likely a drop coming by tomorrow. So something to be, to be wary about. And I know some people might be like, why don't we just sell it? To be quite frank, I don't have the full information for selling NASDAQ. I don't have the probability. I do not have the COT report. So it's mainly a high risk trade, for me. So that's why I'm not really calling a trade for it. But most likely we will see, a drop from it. And then, we can rebuy, on May 23rd and just, ride that all the way to probably somewhere around here and then exit and then rebuy again. So that really sums it up for today, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Is there any questions, or is there one thing you want me to look at? Before we end the video?
I think no.
No? Is everybody else good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
So we just stick. I mean, personally, this is what I'm gonna be sticking with, mainly this one. So I mean, I'm just gonna focus on just one trade, stick on this, and if it's looking very good, I'm just gonna I'm gonna rinse it. I'm gonna literally rinse it hardcore, and since it's the only trade I'm looking at, so I have more time to focus on it and probably go mad on this one or go ham on this one. But that doesn't mean you should also go ham on this one. Keep your money management strategy in play. If you can't risk more than 2% of your account, don't risk more than 2% of your account. You know, if you're going for 5% risk, just stick to that 5% risk, and you should be fine. Okay, so that sums it up for this week's webinar, guys. It's lovely having you guys with me today. It's beautiful, it's amazing. Thank you for joining, and I'll catch you guys next week. If you have any questions, just pop the questions up over in the chat room on Telegram, or you private message me, or you can actually message someone from the website as well. There's a chat box on the website to message people. And yeah, that could be done. And so that's it, guys. And take care of yourself. Have a lovely trading week to come. And one more time, this is the trade I'm looking at, so you guys can just write it down. I might not post it, so yeah, that's that one.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care of yourself. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.